Hello everyone, I am Vias Lutfi and now you are on Devindo YouTube channel. In this video, I will continue about Deno. If you forget previous video, please see link below. In this video, I will talk about handler for routing. Before we have create routing like this and we have file like this, but we never create for this. First, I will do import this and after that, I will do handlers in here. So for first is I am import get bahasa and do something like this from dot handlers and this I have create for handlers, but for get bahasa I never create like this, something like this dot ts. So next we will see this is not getting error, but this for pet I getting error for this. So first one I will create for get bahasa.ts in handlers. In this file, first one I will import for service I create next step. So first one I will do get bahasa like this. So next we create for get bahasa. This is from file service and next I create for bahasa.ts. For now, this is just red error because we never create for service bahasa in here. Next, first one in this get bahasa, I will export for default and response body and await get bahasa. So this method is about import. This is to service about get bahasa, and when this routing hit for get bahasa, I clean this get bahasa like this. This file will call this get bahasa and request to respond to get bahasa this method await, and after that respond convert to body. So this is like express. If you familiar express.js, respond.body is convert to JSON. Next, I will create for get bahasa for details in this .ts and this same like get bahasa. First we import for this and after that I export default for async with params and response. Params is like ID or string or whatever to call this function. So this is next. This is for response. I do const bahasa ID params.id cause I need to convert as param ID to bahasa.id. So I create const bahasa.id and after that I will check if bahasa.id is not null. I will do response something like this with status is 400 and response body is message like this invalid bahasa ID. Back with return. This is a lowercase. Oh yeah, this is a sorry, something like this. I typo. Nah, not getting error. This respond params and params. Next, I will do if bahasa is not null. So I want create const font bahasa. Its method to await in service get bahasa. So I will call get bahasa something like this and bahasa ID. Yes, this service call to this import one, but again we never create for this file. So I will create method something like this is bahasa not font. So this is font bahasa, this not font bahasa. I will do respond something like this. I copy it and paste. This is if not font is 404 and the body message is bahasa with ID. This is called for bahasa ID is not font like this. And last, if this bahasa font, I will do return to respond body font bahasa like this. You see, this is export default for get bahasa detail. So in routing, if we call for get bahasa detail with ID, this file call this get bahasa details.ts. So this is a get param and export to respond. I mean, after get param, this method will return for respond. Next, we create for create bahasa in handle. Something like before, we'll import for get bahasa. So I copy and paste here. And same like before, we create for default params like this. We'll copy again and paste here. Because create param do a method push. So first one is we define for request body. This is not param, I will change to request. So this is curly because this is for param in body. So first one I will check this is if request is not null, body like this is not null, so I will do response status is 400 and response body is do message invalid bahasa data and do return. After that, I will create for method to request to the service bahasa to create bahasa. So first one is I will define const with value, title and author and do a wait for request body. Yeah, like this. So this method will call for get bahasa service and waiting for this value. I mean, and waiting for send this value. Sorry, this is not inside this, so something like this. Yeah, error again. Next, we will check if title is not null. I will do something respond like this. I just copy and paste, and this is required because this must be insert to this database. So the status I will do is 422 like this. So this message if title is null is incorrect bahasa data and do return from this something like this. After that I will create const bahasa ID and this method will do a white create user. Before this I have mistake. For this const this will create body with format like this title and author. So after get request from prod, we'll call this and convert to this body to title and author. After that we do a white create bahasa something like this and the format is title and author. Title from here, author from here too. This is getting error message because we never create for this method in service. So next is we'll do as response.body. So after success to create data, I will do response is user bahasa is created. Bahasa is created with ID bahasa ID. This is bahasa ID. Cons is bahasa ID. Something like this. And next, go to routing. We will create for update bahasa. Something like before we create in this file update bahasa.ts. And again, we can copy this code and paste in this update bahasa. Don't forget to bracket in last. And this is not request but params params because for first is only request for ID, one ID I mean. So this is I will create for cons bahasa ID is params ID. After that I will check is this is not null. If null, I will do is invalid bahasa ID. If this bahasa is not null, I will do cons font bahasa like this, and await function to get bahasa with ID. Sorry, I am forget this is update bahasa. So first one is param, and after that is request. So in this method is get for param. Param is will check if this bahasa database have a ID, will update will request param. So first one is like this, and after that we'll check invalid bahasa, and I will do one again for checking this request. So I will go to this and just copy like this and paste for this. So this will check is request is valid data. If not valid, we'll do for 100 like this. After that, I will convert this body to something like before. I will just copy like this and do a white update bahasa with bahasa ID and with params for title and for author. If this function success, if this function success, I will return for request body dot body something like this, and this is a message if success to insert. So I will create message is use bahasa update something like this. Again for this method our function is become error because we never create for bahasa service. Next in this routing we have bahasa delete bahasa. So I will create here delete bahasa.ts, and this some like before I can copy like this and paste in here, and don't forget to last bracket. First one is request and response. This will check if this ID. So first one is create for cons and convert params.id, and we'll check bahasa is have ID. Is if has bahasa, I will create is cons found bahasa something like this. Await get bahasa with return is bahasa ID something like this. If this method found data, if is I mean not found, I will do this is just copy and will change response status is 44, and this request body message body is bahasa with ID. This is something like this. Don't forget because we have this param, and again something create like that. Oh, this will change like this because we have param inside this text. We'll back to delete bahasa. In after this font bahasa, I mean for font for ID, this ID. So I will do a white delete function delete bahasa like this bahasa ID, and will response dot body is with message bahasa deleted. Yes, we have create handles for create bahasa, delete, get bahasa, for detail, and update bahasa. But when we go this route, but something user not request to exactly this route. So I will handle if user not request to this route in this handler. I will create one file, name it with not found, and inside this export default request. Default response is something like this. Response dot status is 44 and response body is not found. So if user requests data outside this param, will go to this not found.ts. So for this not found, I will define in index.ts for not found from headers not found and do this app.use not found. So if in this index will request outside param we have defined, will go to not found, something like this. Okay, next we will run about service as mentioned before, something like this. We will create for service bahasa. I hope you enjoy with this video and please give me comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.